Push it real good.
Hi.
Oh, we're recording, huh?
Oh, we are recording.
So the episode has started. I am Jay Warren.
And I am Zach Zichter.
Zach.
Hi. What is this, though? What do we do? What are we doing?
Oh, this is a podcast called Brozanne, where we talk about the 80s, 90s sitcom Roseanne.
Correct. And?
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but a few episodes you told me Scott Chells said I was a jerk.
Did I say that?
You did say that.
I don't know.
And you know, Scott Chells sent me a message, Zach.
Okay.
He said that he never said that.
I got my Facebook here. I could pull it up,
Okay.
but I won't.
So, he never said that. That makes Zach a liar.
I like to use the word fibber.
Fibber? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, the shoe fits.
What happens if the shoe fits?
You have to wear it.
Oh.
So you are wearing fibber shoes right now.
I just prefer to call myself a fibbing Freddy.
A fibbing Freddy? Okay. Fibbing Freddy?
Yeah.
Well, that was some feedback I got. That was my surprise feedback from you.
That was your surprise. What a surprise,
You
Scott. Look, Scott, just you know, you can tell me your feelings, and I'm going to tell Jay. And then you're going to have to backpedal like you did. So I think we both know how you feel about Jay, and let's just own up to it.
Huh. Yet you won't show me your Facebook.
Well, you know, there's other things that you shouldn't see.
What are you and Scott talking about?
No, I mean, it's just, you know, you shouldn't kiss and tell.
It isn't. I mean, it's social media. It's meant to be kissing and telling.
Oh, right, but okay, you got me.
You fibbed.
I fibbed.
Okay. Well, I knew Scott wouldn't lie. So
so let's move on for more feedback, listener feedback. We've got Aaliyah Bracer, as she's known. She says, in response to our Christmas episode, we told Leah from California to be good. And so she responded by saying, I will be good. I will be a good person, and I won't do anything wrong, ever. Giddy says his love. Giddy is her dog.
Mm-hmm.
Gideon. And then she says, just kidding, he doesn't listen to this shit.
Huh.
So, you know, thanks for hurting our feelings.
Yeah, you went out of your way, too. So
Mhm.
you should feel very big right now.
She probably does feel really, really big.
Mm-hmm. She must be really happy with herself with comments like that.
I would assume.
Okay.
Yeah, I deleted it. I took that comment down.
You took it down?
I flagged her.
You flagged her
Mm-hmm.
on SoundCloud?
Yeah, she's not allowed on SoundCloud anymore.
You banned one of our, 2 subscribers?
Well, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I did a bad thing.
It is kind of a bad thing.
Oh.
How's she going to listen?
Well, she can listen on YouTube. That's where our backlog is.
Or subscribe on iTunes?
Well, yeah, there you go. Way to segue into self-promotion, Jay Warren.
And if you have any email, you can send it to our email address, which is
bros.an.podcast@gmail.com.
Now, we do get a lot of emails all day, every day.
It's true. It's hard to sift through all of them.
So you have to make something that really stands out.
Right. So you have to name yourself Red Fartnickel.
Red Fartnickel. Did he send any feedback?
He hasn't
Okay. Shocker.
this week. He hasn't this week.
This week. Okay.
Right.
Well, that's even more shocking.
But someone who did send some feedback is named, well, I think his name is Simeon, but now he wants to be called Crimean.
Crimean.
Crimean ground or something like that.
You know what's funny? I found a clip on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through all these videos. I'm like, what the hell are all these? Because a lot of them just have a bunch of letters or numbers. And he auditioned for our short Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Did he?
He sent me a video, which with Crimean's permission, we can probably splice in the audio at some point.
Ooh.
But we need his permission first.
Do we have your permission?
and then we could post the video
Ooh.
on FaceSpace or Facebook, whatever it's called.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna dox you.
But he had quite a bit of feedback for us for this episode,
Yes.
last episode.
And he's from
United
Arab Emirates,
which is near
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the physical. First, he loves the physical comedy in Roseanne.
So do we.
It's good.
So does everybody.
Yeah. Is there any others? He asks if there's any sitcom that does it quite as well.
Slapstick, huh? I'm trying to think. What?
Oh.
I mean, I know there's lots of slapstick movies. When I think slapstick, I think,
Chris Farley.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He was in that. He was Ninja. He was a Beverly
Oh,
Hills
yeah.
Ninja.
That's the only one I think I've never seen.
It's so adequate.
Yeah.
So adequate.
What
else does he say? He says
he said what we said, that the scene where they're throwing all the stuff out
is weird.
is kind of weird. Yep.
Hmm. And then he got mean and made
Yep. Then he
disparaged heavy people.
he did. He said he admitted though, he's like, I'm probably being ableist or body shaming or something, but just those two doing it. Blah. Well, I think it's beautiful.
It's true. And just, I know you didn't use the word racist, but when someone says, I know this sounds racist, well, usually the thing that comes after that is racist. So if you think you're sounding ableist or that you might be body shaming, you probably are.
And then he went after our intelligence again,
It's true.
or about the post Ellis and MJ.
Yeah. So we had this discussion maybe 2 episodes ago about Elvis being, the king of rock, right? King of rock, and then MJ was king of pop. Now he's trying to say that we said, Justin Timberlake would be an equivalent. He's like, no. And that's exactly how he sounded too.
Yeah. No.
It's Biggie, Jay-Z, Eminem, or Drake.
And I don't even know a song by the last one. What about Tupac? Tupac would be on that
Yeah.
list, I would think.
California.
Knows how to. Or Dre.
Yeah, that's good.
Ice Cube. Are we missing somebody, Simeon?
Yeah.
You really had to put up Eminem. Wonder why that is.
Ableist.
Ableist.
I was just going to say there's so many names up there. Why don't you just put everyone's name up
Yeah.
there? We're all the king.
Bananarama. That works too.
Banana hammock.
And then he wants us to. He asks if because Roseanne thinks in the episode her character believes that Elvis is still alive. Is she joking around? Does she really believe it? Does the actual person really believe it?
I think when she says that you're really late, I think that's clear that she's not a truther. She's making fun of truthers.
Yeah. Okay. I've never done the research. I have seen a movie called Bubba Hotep which is about a guy who claims that he's Elvis.
Really?
Yeah. He said that he switched with a double. It's because he wanted to escape the limelight. It's a really weird movie, but it's really great.
Bubba Hotep.
Played by Bruce Campbell of Evil Dead fame.
I've never seen The Evil Dead.
You've never seen The Evil Dead?
I've never seen The Evil Dead? No, I haven't.
We should watch it sometime.
I'm open to it.
Okay.
Is it? I assume it's a cooking show.
It's a cooking show?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think any cooking actually takes place in it.
Then it must be DIY house improvement.
The house that they're in could use it. That's for sure.
Is it a horror movie?
It is a horror movie.
Or is it like horror comedy?
It's a little bit of comedy. It's kind of a freaky movie, though.
I'm scared of most of those types of movies.
Well, we got to grow up sometimes, Zeke.
No, you don't. I get scared at okay, there's this My Little Pony. No, it wasn't. So I had a cassette tape of what had My Little Pony, but it also had the Care Bears, an episode of the Care Bears on there, and it was so scary. It was dark storm clouds, and I don't know. They did some weird Care Bear stare. It was
The Care Bear stare.
the Care Bear stare. It was tough stuff.
Oh, and he thought of the joke that you were thinking of.
Yeah.
Do you want to recite it?
Sure. Yeah, so I said that joke because we were talking about Mary Poppins and, supercalifragilistic, blah, 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 blah. There was some joke that I said something about supercalo, egotistic. I butchered it and said that's the punchline. I said, what is the joke? And he says, the joke goes as follows. Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, walked barefoot most of the time, which produced an impressive set of calluses on his feet. He also ate very little, which made him rather frail, and with his odd diet, he suffered from bad breath. So you could say he was a super fragile, calloused mystic vexed by halitosis. And it's just as funny as I remember it.
Yeah, that was
So funny.
That was a good joke.
Yeah.
But anyway, Simeon or Crimean or whatever you're going by these days, let me know if we can use that video. You don't say anything ableist or racist in it, so.
Yeah.
But he did notice something positive this episode.
Whoa.
Crimean has a crush on Jackie.
She's heckin'
She
hot.
is heckin' hot. Yeah, boy.
Boy.
All right, we kind of have a long episode in store for us already,
Oh boy.
so we should start this episode. The episode we're watching is episode 1,
No, season 1.
season 1, episode 13, Bridge Over Troubled Sunny.
Go on.
There's something weird going on in this episode,
Yeah.
and if you notice it, feel free to say something.
You mean like the whole episode is weird?
The whole episode is kind of weird.
Do you want to give a synopsis?
Well, let's just kind of take it piece by piece.
Okay.
I don't want to bury the lead because there's kind of a twist at the end.
Oh.
So
You don't want to bury the lead.
yeah, don't want to bury the lead.
You don't want it to. Never mind.
So the episode starts off with them working at the factory, and Jackie has given Crystal a ride, and Crystal is very upset. Can we find out why she was very upset?
I'm pretty sure we can.
What's going on?
I drove over the Monument Street Bridge.
Oh, good going, sis.
Well, what was I supposed to do? If we'd gone the other way, then we would have been late for work.
You know she freaks out if anybody even mentions the bridge.
Yeah, it was killer during rush hour.
That's right, he doesn't know the story. He hasn't been here that long.
What story?
Okay, Crystal's first husband, Sonny, was working construction on the Monument Street Bridge. And he was pouring cement one day, and he slipped. And he fell into one of the piling molds.
So you mean that he fell off the bridge?
Well, kinda. He sort of fell in the bridge.
This is something that they laugh about through the entire I don't get it. Why is it funny? A man is dead,
A man is dead.
and everybody is laughing about it.
To recap the clip, yeah. So Crystal's, I guess, dead husband is in the bridge.
Yeah, and not only is it weird they're laughing about it, it's weird that nobody ever dug him out.
Yeah.
Like, is Lanford in a depression so bad that they can't, like... I mean, because that's got to compromise the integrity of the bridge, you'd think.
You would think.
Yeah.
I mean, most times they put like rocks in there to.
Rocks?
I don't know, like cement, like on the roads. You know, when they're making the highways, they don't just put the cement or the pavement down. They have these wires
Oh, yeah.
lined up.
Wires, yeah.
Yeah, just to help. It's to help the integrity of the steel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that a man
I don't think
would have
people
that
make
same.
good...
No.
If I have seen this episode millions of times. I've still yet to figure out why it's so funny, because they all know this guy,
Yeah.
and the characters are all laughing about him being dead.
I think it's because it's a comedy show.
It is,
It's
but why is that funny?
you know, there's dark humor. You know,
I guess
it's really dark.
it is dark. What's our next clip here?
Our next clip is what's about to happen. Essentially, it's at home, and Roseanne is relaying the story of what happened at work to Dan.
Mm-hmm.
About, well, I mean, I guess this.
Jackie drove her over the you-know-what.
The bridge? You gotta be kidding me. When is she gonna get over him?
She probably never will, Dan. I mean, he was like the only guy that ever made her happy.
The old Sonny made a lot of girls happy.
So that's like the first twist, okay? One, it's bad enough that someone's dead in a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only been 10 years. I mean, yeah, 10 years is a long time. But it is weird that they're laughing. But the first twist is that she doesn't know that he kind of ran around on her.
Well, it's also like, I mean, we talked about this one time with that episode about he kept a 15-year secret.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
So I guess, it's been 10 years, but 10 years, when you look back, doesn't feel like that long.
No. 10 years ago. Well, actually, 10 years does feel quite a long time ago, but not enough to joke about someone's death.
Yeah.
So in this scene, as Roseanne was talking to, as Roseanne heard this new information from Dan that Sonny had actually slept around, she approached him with a carrot, and she was like peeling the carrot like right around the tip.
Yeah, it was very
Suggestive.
and intimidating.
Yeah, definitely intimidating. Oh, it's funny. So there's a B story and a C story, and we can mention them. They're not as important.
No. I would think that the B story could be an episode in itself.
It sure could, and that B story is what, to your understanding?
Darlene wants a pack of cigarettes. Her and her friend, I can't remember her friend's name, it's not important, are trying to get cigarettes. They never really go either way to explain, like, I mean, I don't know, Darlene is kind of the rebel one, so maybe that's just why she wants the cigarettes, but...
Yeah, so I guess we can do these out of order, but just to mention, since we're talking about Darlene, we have a little clip of her and Becky finding out that Darlene is having a cigarette.
What do you think you're doing?
What does it look like, Einstein?
You're gonna die, you know that?
From one cigarette?
Yeah, Mom and Dad are gonna kill you.
And they're smoking in the laundry room. It's like, if you... it just goes to show you, this kid is really a kid. Like, why would you smoke indoors?
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
And they try to cover up the smell with bug spray.
Yeah.
But
Well, at first they try to cover it up with spray starch.
yeah, well, Darlene does, and
Yeah.
Becky says you're stupid. But the line in there that Darlene uses reminds me of childhood. Is like, what did she say? Like Einstein?
Yeah. What do you think,
Einstein. Which reminds me of the grade school kids saying stuff like, "No shit, Sherlock."
Smooth move,
X-Lax.
Yeah. All those stupid things that used to think were cool.
That's funny. So what's the C story?
The C story is that Crystal has brought her son over to their house so Dan can help him make a birdhouse.
Right, and DJ is kind of helping. He's maybe a little older, about the same age as...
I think he's a few years younger.
Okay.
Because later on, Lonnie changes actors a couple times.
Oh, okay.
But at one point, he's like Darlene's age.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the C story, and that's really all you really need to know about that. That's kind of a boring story.
Were you ever in like Scouts or anything when you were growing up?
Never. Were you?
I was very briefly. And
You get a lot of badges?
no, I didn't. I didn't even get a badge. I never even took the oath.
Badges?
I went to a first couple meetings.
Badges? You don't need no
stinking
stinking badges. So you only went to a few meetings, you say?
Yeah. And I don't know. Just wasn't I don't know. I remember there was always there was like this time we played this game where we all sat around this table.
Yeah.
And there was like a ping pong ball in the middle of the table. We all had straws.
And what, do you have to suck it up?
No, you have to blow on it, like knock it off the table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds vaguely familiar with that
Yeah.
game.
And then we had some sort of snack. So
The closest I got to like a youth camping or youth, what do you call that? Like an enrichment program was eating Girl Scout cookies.
that was it. Eating Girl Scout cookies.
That's closest I got.
I've done that before.
Some of them are pretty good.
There's like the ones that have like the coconut.
Oh yeah.
Those are the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything with peanut butter.
Peanut, yeah, those okay, but the ones you mentioned are the best.
They're pretty good.
There's some knockoff ones that you can get at like Walmart, but they're not the same.
No. Do you know what the name of those are off the top of your head?
No, but my stepmom would probably know because she would get them all the time. But
No.
yeah, I don't know.
Thin Mints, of course.
Yeah, they're good.
They're all good.
Mm-hmm.
I went to as far as camp goes, I went to a Dem camp one time, like a young Democrat camp when I was like 13. Is that funny?
No, I was just thinking about something. So what was that like?
Well, it was 4 days at Augustana.
Mm-hmm.
And like we had like these like fake legislation sessions. We were trying to determine if they should lower the driving age, and then so there was like
To what?
I want to say, I think they wanted to make it 12.
What?
Yeah, because like if you live on a farm, you can get it at 12, or you at least you used to be able to.
Well, I thought it was 14, and then
I can't remember what exactly it was. Maybe it was 14. I'm not sure.
that's crazy.
Either way, they wanted to lower maybe it was 6. Who knows? Anyway, like so then they split us into sides, and they made us be pro or con, and I got put on the whatever side. Let's just say pro.
Mm-hmm.
And then my side nominated me to be on the actual speaking panel.
Ooh.
Which bad idea, because I was 13 and got really bad stage fright. I never said anything once. And people would like write, like there's like people that are like taking it very seriously there. They're like high schoolers, and they would write these shorthand notes and hand them to me, and then they would like start nudging me to speak, and I just start like reading their shorthand, and I just like
They say, Jay, how do you feel about lowering the driving age? I'm for it.
let's do it. There was a guy, so like at the same time you're also being watched by this like panel of I don't know, they were like in their mid-20s, and they were kind of like helping leading the camp.
Sure.
And I remember one of them came up to me after the thing, whatever, the little session, like the last session, and he's like I would totally, he was dead serious. This guy's 27, 26, I'm 13. He's like, I would never public speak if I were you.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I hope that guy died in a car fire or something.
Or fell into
Yeah.
a bridge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it is funnier than I give it credit for.
Right. Oh, funny. Just to touch, this is kind of a random part in the episode. It's just a joke that I liked. They were talking to. So now that Roseanne has this information, she's convinced that they need to tell Crystal that, you know, your husband that you are stuck on wasn't the best husband in the world. And so she comes over to their house, but instead of talking about the discussion, Roseanne tries to divert her attention to just cooking. And there's this clip about carrots that I find funny. It really has nothing to do with the plot, but here you go.
Why don't you dice up them carrots, Crystal?
How do you want them? Sliced, diced, curled, or julienne?
Cut them up in little pieces, would you?
Did you ever help cook when you were a kid?
Not that I can remember. I think my mom mostly wanted us to be out of the way when she was cooking, but we had to do dishes. So
Did you do laundry as a kid?
did I do? No, didn't have to do laundry.
Man, you had it nice.
I did have it nice, but there wasn't 9 of us.
Are you referring to the fact that I grew up in a family of 10?
I am.
Just the 12 of us. You, me, and him, and her, and her, and him, and him, and the other person.
There was a show called Just the 10 of Us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm doing it the best I can.
I was
Nothing comes easy.
I was just trying to reference the Will Smith song, Just the Two of Us, but then add an extra 10.
That's what that was. Okay.
Yeah, I tried. Sorry.
When you see the show Just the 10 of Us, are you like, this is like my life? Do you see yourself on screen?
I felt like, man, that is not what it's like at all.
No.
Because we have 2 more.
You were saying that you don't like horror movies earlier. The chick from the first Nightmare on Elm Street, she's like one of the girls in that show.
Okay.
And it connects back to you again. The actress's name is Heather Langenkamp, but in Nightmare on Elm Street, she plays a girl named Nancy.
What?
Which is your sister's name.
What?
Which should make you really afraid of Freddy Krueger.
What?
Yeah. So
that's really surprising.
yeah.
I just kind of tuned you out whenever you talk about horror movies.
Okay.
If you want to talk about horror movies,
Horror movies.
as what's his name, Frank from It's Always Sunny says, horror. If you want to talk about that, that's fine. But horror movies, I just can't do it.
No, we went to a horror movie one time together. Yeah.
What is it? Paranormal Activity?
Yeah, and you left. I've never seen you just leave in a huff.
Well, we watched the whole thing, didn't we?
We did, but you
I wanted to leave.
Yeah, you did. You did not like that movie. You didn't think it was scary.
And I didn't think it was believable either.
Yeah.
Because as a video editor, I felt like, man, he's got 8 hours of footage. There's no way. And the types of things that they're finding, the little things, you can't just scrub through that at 10 times speed and expect to catch all those little things. He'd need to be looking at footage nonstop.
Well, you're seeing an edited version of the movie. We don't know how long it took him to put
But
together.
in the movie, it's the next day, and they're like, "Oh, look what we saw last night." Well,
maybe those are just little pieces that they found. Maybe there's stuff we missed.
maybe okay, fine. But think of the hard drive space. I was thinking about
Well,
that.
you could tell he was well off though.
I didn't see. I mean, this was back when there weren't terabyte hard drives, and then they'd need terabyte upon terabytes, especially for this good of quality. No, I just
Nerd.
didn't believe it. But anyway, back to the episode.
Okay, so what's our next clip? Where we at now?
So it's Dan and Roseanne talking to Crystal, and they want to tell her, but they don't want to tell her. And what it amounts to is Crystal's wearing her wedding band 10 years later because they set her up on a date.
Mm-hmm.
She goes on the date, decides, no.
She said she had a good time, but it's just not the same. It's not Sunny.
Not the same. And here's that clip.
Crystal, you're wearing your wedding ring.
Yes, I am. And there's a practical side to this. This will keep Min at bay and keep Sonny close to my heart. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go get my do done. Bye-bye.
The only thing that I thought it was get your do did is she just spoke wrong. She should have said her do did.
I don't really know what I would say to somebody in this situation.
Yeah, it's hard. It's kind of like one of those things you have to let it work itself out.
Mm-hmm. Well, and my grandpa passed away way before I was born. He passed away in 65.
Okay.
And my grandma lived to 2005.
Holy cow! Wow.
And she never saw anybody else.
Huh.
I mean, I guess she came from a Catholic upbringing, so maybe that would be considered a sin.
No. Till death do us part. I mean, it wouldn't be a sin. Although some people are like that.
No.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yep. I think I asked my mom at one point, did she ever see anybody else? Nope. That was it. That's the only person she wanted to be with.
Some people claim that when you're in a relationship, when you love someone, it's hard to think of being with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that might have been it. Some people are in relationships because they want to be in a relationship, and they'll make it work with whoever they're with.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are in relationships because the people they're with are truly their best friend, and the circumstances that it would take for them to find someone new that would also be a very best friend type person are just few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting.
Yep. So I don't know if she wore her wedding ring. I would imagine she did. I don't think she ever sought out anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure after a certain point, you're just because she lived in a really small town with a lot of her children still there. So.
Yeah. Well, small towns, everybody knows everybody. It's pretty hard to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you have all the people that know you. It's almost as when you're a small town. I grew up in a small town of maybe 486. Spearfish is a lot more than that. Pier.
Pier and Spearfish are about the same size.
Okay, but the communities you're in, did you know a lot of the people?
Yeah, because I went to Catholic school.
Okay.
When I lived in Pier.
So when you're in a community that knows everybody, it's in a way, if the community is tight, when you move on and remarry, it's almost as if the whole town has to get used to that idea.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people don't take kindly to it.
Yeah.
You lose friendships. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But so what's our next clip? Roseanne talking to Dan about how men are all alike.
You men are all alike. Either you're out running around or you're buried in your work.
Once again, just does nobody take this seriously?
The more I hear it, the more it is funny, but it does seem odd.
It seems very weird. And especially for an 80s sitcom.
Yeah. I feel like it could probably work today, but it wouldn't be a dark comedy that's not set in front of a studio audience.
Yeah, a live studio audience.
Yeah. Roseanne was filmed, but they don't have that, do they?
Oh.
Cheers used to have that.
Yep. But it is a live studio audience, and like, a lot of like the audience laughing is just a lot of like, there's a director to the audience that's like,
Oh yeah, they have a little applause sign.
laugh
Applause.
weird. Yeah.
But then there's also some random laughs that happen, and those are supposedly more.
The best is like when something unexpected happens, where you hear somebody react, like you can just tell them like they're like, oh my god, what is going on?
It doesn't happen. It may be once in a while, but have you heard that?
not those exact words. But you can tell either that or they have like a very convincing audience member just sitting there to act.
You know, we
When this happens, do this.
we did a sitcom. You and I.
We did do a sitcom.
It was a very truncated short sitcom called Uncle Z, and we added a laugh track. We weren't able to do it in front of a live studio audience, but did we add one of those things where it's like, oh my goodness?
I think that
We should have.
We talked about it.
Yeah, that's funny.
I said that like I always wanted like sometimes you can hear somebody who's really into the show and just like, oh man. We can edit that in now. We'll just do that now. I'll do the audio right now. Oh man.
Try it one more time.
Oh man.
Okay, we got it.
All right.
That was my impression of sound booth recording with Jay Warren and Zach Zichter.
All right.
What do we got? What do we got next? We have the wrap up of the B story. Because we already said the C story we don't care about. It's just that house that was built with Sonny and
Lonnie.
Lonnie is his name.
Yeah.
Sonny is the dad.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I blew up. The Darlene wrap up is they find the cigarettes.
I just found these in your jeans. I thought you might want them back.
You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
No. Your father and I just want you to know you don't have to sneak around anymore.
Yeah, honey. This is your house, too. You're welcome to smoke.
So when this happened in the episode, I thought, uh-oh, they're gonna make her smoke a whole pack of cigarettes, and she's gonna want to not do it.
Or it'll just exasperate the addiction.
That's true.
She'll be really craving one the next couple days.
I'm craving a cigarette. Do you think that's what she'd do?
I think that's exactly what she would do.
She doesn't really sound like that, though.
No, she doesn't.
She's like, let's get partying.
Or she'd been like, well, you guys said it was okay, so now I'm just going to smoke cigarettes around the house all the time.
Dad, it really takes the edge off.
Hey, as those two as your parents, I could see why she smokes.
What?
It helps.
I suppose that's probably true. So what else do we have? That we're back on the main story. The main story really is the A story is the A story. It's the crux.
Yeah, like the B story, the C story is definitely who gives a shit. The A story is what's interesting.
Okay. So what happens? So yeah, we have all these scenes, and for some reason, Crystal's just coming over to Dan and Roseanne's house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes over to talk about like what a picture she found.
Yeah, she found a picture of them on vacation.
Okay, and so here's that clip.
I was going through a box of Sonny's clothes, and I found this photograph from that time we took that trip to Merrimack Caverns. Remember?
Yeah, we stopped off outside of Belleville and had a picnic.
And we bought those purple snow cones.
Oh, and we ate them in the car, and they made such a mess, and we had to...
Crystal, you okay?
So as weird as this episode is, Natalie West, the lady who plays Crystal, kills it. She, like that right there, like I don't know if you've ever had a moment like that where you're just kind of like thinking about like a time or something that's happened, and you're just it's also it becomes very vivid and you are there,
Yeah,
and then you snap out of it, and it's hard.
for sure. I think that happens a lot. That's why I talk so slowly. I'm always breaking into moments
Yeah.
and cutting away Like, you know how Family Guy cuts away to have their cutaways?
Your life's just cutaways.
Yeah. That's why my sentences are all so broken up.
Oh. That's good to know. Sometimes I worry if you're just like about to seize up or something.
He's having a seizure. Oh.
I don't know what kind of seizure it's called, but I had a high school teacher that told us this story about this. He actually taught psychology, and one day he is teaching class, and all of a sudden there's a boy at the front of the class who all of a sudden starts very subtly pointing to the girl next to him, and the teacher looks over at her and like she's crying, but she's just like frozen in spot. Apparently there's a type of seizure where you can't move.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like that's what she was having. She was suffering from. So he like went over and like leaned down, and he's just like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I just had a seizure." Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
But high
seizures.
school kids are little liars. Maybe she was just crying about something else and didn't want to admit to it.
She is a fibbing Francine.
Yeah. Maybe you should go find her. You guys probably have a lot to talk about.
What's that? Oh, because we both fib. I
Yep.
get it.
You're both fibbers.
My wife, whom I love, will appreciate the fact that I admitted I was a fibber. Because I fib a lot. at
Yeah?
home. Yeah. I mean, just the innocent stuff. Never anything important.
I don't know who ate all the cookies. Must have been those mice.
Did you remember to turn the oven off? Yeah, totally. It's fine. The house is not burning down right now.
Total 80s sitcom. Use the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, it's a cutaway. Yeah. Well, actually, that would be more like a flip. Like flip around. Woo! What about you? Has that ever happened to you? Ever left the oven on?
So there was one time we lived really close to a gas station, and so I threw a pizza in the oven, and the girl that worked at the gas station was particularly cute, so I was always stay and talk with her a little bit longer.
Particularly cute.
And it was it got like maybe about 10 minutes past the pizza was supposed to be done, and I was like, oh, I better go check on that pizza, man.
How did it turn out? How was the pizza?
It was still good. It was a little bit well done.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little bit more well done than servable, but I still ate it because
I feel bad that I asked more about the pizza and not about the girl, but I have priorities.
couldn't even tell you your name.
But could you tell me the pizza's name?
Red
Or-
Baron.
What was on it?
Probably pepperoni and sausage.
That's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, that is a good pizza. Red Baron is probably my favorite frozen pizza.
I like Tombstone. Tombstone's good.
Tombstone's good too.
Bernadetta.
Never had Bernadetta.
It's the cheap kind.
It's the cheap kind.
Yeah, it's for us poor people.
I thought that was Tony's.
y-
Tino's or the.
Oh, okay. See Bernadette is for like gourmet poor people. Totino's is for college people that have just like I
Here's
need
some bread and
here's
ketchup.
it's sustenance. This only has value for calories. No flavor, no nutritional value whatsoever. It's like ramen noodles with sauce on it. So where's this episode leading?
Well,
We just heard a breakdown.
yeah, and so she starts to confess that she has had an affair.
Oh.
While she was with Sonny, she had an affair, and she feels very guilty. She never says why. At this point, we don't know why she did it.
Mm-hmm.
But Roseanne and Dan are encouraging her, like, well, you have to let go.
Right.
So they decide to go to the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
where this next clip happens.
True, and to set it up, this first clip, there's 3 clips left, is a clip of Dan, and it's because it just feels weird for Crystal to talk to, I guess, a slab of cement.
Yeah.
It is funny, isn't it? So Dan's like, "Here, just do what I do. I'll get you started off."
I'll get you started. Sonny! It's me, Dan! Crystal, I can't.
He tried.
He did try. And only the way that Dan could. That's a very Dan moment.
Mm-hmm. Good person. I mean, the type of person that is willing to talk to cement.
Mm-hmm. for his friend Crystal.
It's true.
No.
Would you talk to Cement for me?
What's the scenario?
The scenario is
Your husband fell on a bridge.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
No. We'll create a different scenario. In this scenario, I like to say scenario instead of scenario. In this scenario,
You're so creepy.
I dropped a slice of Totino's pizza in a bridge,
Okay.
and I want to talk to it
Can I ask why?
because it didn't taste so hot. It was too hot. It came right out of. Okay, I want to tell you a secret. Totino's pizzas, you're supposed to put them in the oven. Sometimes I would put them in the microwave.
Oh.
Gross.
Yes.
And when that happens, you're like, this is not good. It's really, really hot. I'm just gonna throw it in this bridge.
So there was a bridge nearby
Yeah.
that you threw it in. I would be like, Zeke, why do you want to talk to gross old pizza?
Because all food is good food. I should have never let you go.
I'm like, Zeke, there's a million other pizzas. I can buy you another one. They're like $1.
Yeah, I suppose. It's true. But you would talk to it for me?
No, I would not.
What if there's no one else around?
Like, how far is the nearest person?
Just on the bridge. They waited in their car, listened to the radio. They wouldn't hear you. The only person that would hear you is me and you.
The person on top of the bridge isn't a setup that has the windows down, the radio off to hear me talking to Cement so you can make fun of me later?
In this scenario, the only person that can hear you, the people that can hear you, are you, me, and the Lord up above.
The Lord can hear it?
He can hear everything. He sees you when you're sleeping.
That's Santa Claus.
Well, I'm sure he knows too.
I would probably ask you to walk a few feet away and then pretend like I'm quietly talking to the pizza.
Uh-huh.
But not actually talking to the pizza.
So what you're saying is you're not as cool as Dan Connor.
No. Few are.
That's probably true.
Or would you talk to a pizza in a bridge for me?
I would talk to any inanimate object anywhere ever in front of as many people as in the whole world for you. Because I'm a good friend.
Okay. Well, we're going to put that to the test. Become a new podcast.
What do you mean?
Zach talks to inanimate.
What is my name?
What's my motherfucking name?
Okay, so we're I guess we've been dancing around what's happening with this whole talking to Cement.
Talking to Cement. So this is
Crystal
talking to some Cement.
Sonny, there's something I gotta tell you. I can't live with the guilt anymore. While we were married, I had an affair. I don't know why I did it, but damn it, I was so angry at you for running around on me.
She knew.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yeah, because we were led to believe that, okay, we got this new information that she had an affair, but they still thought that she didn't know about him, but she did.
She did. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's one of those things where sometimes people are underestimated.
Mm-hmm. I think that too, but I also like when she reveals that, you're like, I guess, like, did they honestly think that was going to make the way
she felt about him different?
Yeah. I think anytime you're in a relationship, you understand that the person isn't perfect.
Right.
And I understand that that particularly is a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But people have redeeming qualities, and usually their redeeming qualities outweigh their bad qualities.
True. You want to set up this last clip?
This last clip is pretty emotional, actually.
Right.
This is her actually letting go. And
it's cathartic.
It is.
It really hurt me because you're the only man I ever loved. And I still do. But I got my own life to live. So, I gotta let you go now. Well, I'm gonna get back in the truck because it's really cold out here. Bye, Sonny. I love you.
What is it about? What instrument is that?
I thought it was just like some acoustic guitar.
There's acoustic guitar, but then there's like a
There's some sort of horn instrument. It sounds like
yeah, like a reed. There's a reed horn in there. A piccolo. I'm not sure.
that music. I find incredibly sad.
Mm-hmm.
They don't use it very much in the show. Every now and then they'll play it, but like that's the first time I think you hear it, and and just the whole thing is just really sad. Like the ending is pretty sad.
Yeah, I'll admit. I mean, this is the third time because obviously I listened to it once and then I chopped the clip up and then we listened to it just now, and I still had a little bit of hair on the back of my neck stand up.
Well, and they have that very tender moment when they both hug her. Like she,
Yeah.
it is kind of funny how she's like trying to exit the conversation. Like you can kind of hear a little bit of a chuckle from the audience, but
I think this episode overall has a lot of visuals that we couldn't necessarily share with our audience because they're visual. So you really should do yourself a favor if you haven't watched this and watch it. It's a pretty good episode.
I will say, as much flack as I've been giving this episode, this is probably my favorite episode of season 1.
Well, it's definitely weird and sometimes unique. Works.
Oh yeah. That ending, like I've told you, I've seen this episode a million times, but that ending always kind of
Makes you tear up.
get a little misty.
Well, we've talked previously about my crying habits. Is that the right way to say it? Tendencies. I didn't cry, but like I said, the hair on the back of my head, like, oh. So it had an awe effect on me. Not awe like, hey, you just gave me a box of Girl Scout cookies with the coconut, crumbs and top. not like aw, more like, oh, all the coconut cookies are eaten. That type of awe.
And there'll never be any more ever again.
That's right. All Girl Scouts have grown up.
No, there's never going to be Girl Scouts again,
And no more cookies.
and no more cookies.
We're all gonna have to eat donuts.
Oh, I love donuts.
Then have all the donuts in the world. I don't understand. The last guy went crazy after 5 minutes. It's a
Does this look like a man who had all he can eat?
What is that? What season of Simpsons is that?
Well, the one that I just made a reference to is the one where he sues the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh, I was referencing I think it was a Treehouse of Horror.
Yep, where he goes to hell
Yep.
because he ate that forbidden donut.
Oh.
Wait, so if I don't eat this last bite, I don't technically have to give you my soul? Well, technically, no.
Ned Flanders is the devil. It's always the one you least expect. I remember a lot of those earlier seasons because my brother had made some tapes. Illegal tapes. No, they were just backup tapes for him. Just he had already bought the... No.
Do you have the written consent of ABC and NFL?
Exactly.
Just the
Oh,
NFL.
I've said too much. So what would you rate this overall?
I'm going to be generous because I said this was my favorite episode of the season. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Whoa.
Because not only is it my favorite episode of the season, it's one of my favorite episodes.
Better than Canoga.
Better than Canoga, yeah.
Better than the other one?
Better than the other one.
Yeah, I agree.
What would you give it?
Probably 8. I mean, I think all of these... Here's the deal. We talked... The whole season I've been saying that this beats the heck out of a lot of sitcoms that are even out now.
Mm-hmm.
Other than The Big Bang Theory, which you hate.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. It's a different type of sitcom. And it is still a sitcom, so it's not perfect. But I'm actually judging it in 2016, from a 2016 perspective, because I've never seen any of these. And I'd still give it an 8. This must hold.
Mm-hmm.
somehow. I don't know. Are the rest of the seasons this good?
I think
You think it gets better?
it gets better. I think that they kind of I think I've said this before. Roseanne says seasons 3 and 4 she thinks are the best. I go a little bit later. I say about seasons 4 and 5.
Okay.
5 is definitely my favorite season.
Well, okay. Sorry, I'm just rambling. I think there's this thing with sitcoms, and maybe I already mentioned it, but after you get to about 100 episodes or 75 episodes, there becomes this internal zeitgeist, the world of that show. As in, this would be the world of Roseanne. We all know all the characters, we know all of their personalities, so then they could just start playing. Because you can develop characters and do weird things in weird situations, and then they start making references to themselves, and that's when their downfall happens. Because as soon as they start being self-referential, then all the jokes are just like, oh, remember that one time we did this, or oh, Dan is so that. But is that what? Is there any of that?
A little bit, like season 7, I would say is the definite real decline of the show. It doesn't get really bad. It doesn't get super bad until about consistently bad till season 9.
And you don't want to spoil anything, but what qualities of those season 9 episodes are? What is it missing, or what is it doing that's not good?
Well, I think part of it is everybody's starting to look older, so everything's in kind of a soft focus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the episodes are just weird. Like I've said before, John Goodman's not there a lot of the time. Like he's not in half the season. He's gone for a long time.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
And I can't explain it till we get there.
And we'll get there in 2025.
Yep. God, I hope it doesn't take that long.
I don't even know if we're gonna be friends by then.
What would happen?
Well, our friendship chip would expire.
We have a friendship chip?
Yeah.
How come I haven't seen it?
Well, because I hold it.
Can I see it now?
No.
Why not?
There's just some things you don't show people.
You're not going to show me our friendship chip.
You didn't even know we had a friendship chip.
Because I didn't know anybody had those. I don't have any friendship chips.
Well, here's the deal. If you want a friendship chip, you go to Jimmy John's. And you can order a sandwich and then just ask for chips.
Is our friendship chip a potato chip?
Well, it's a kettle chip.
How long have you had that?
I mean, how long have we known each other?
Quite a long time. We've known each other over 10 years now.
Has it been 10 years?
Uh-huh.
My gosh, has it been that long?
I mean, I don't think we really became friends until maybe 8 years ago, but
I would say 5.
we made 3 movies by that point.
I know. So, okay, any final thoughts, or is there anything we need to...
I feel like you have something that you're trying to push me towards.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You just seem like you have something on your mind. There's something else on your mind about this episode.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't have anything else about this episode. I mean,
no?
I really am just concerned. Let's talk about cigarettes for a second.
Okay.
When did you start smoking?
I didn't really start smoking until I was in college, but I think the first time I smoked a cigarette when I was 14.
Did your parents find out?
My mom called me out on it. She asked me if I was smoking because I smelled like cigarette smoke. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And did you say that you found a bug and you sprayed it with bug juice?
No, because I went outside to smoke and she could smell my clothes.
There's one line in there, the clip that, we had a lot of clips today, so we can't play them all. Otherwise we'd just be playing the episode.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's Roseanne, the radio show.
Which ran through my mind. We should just play the whole episode.
No, we should not. Ooh, speaking of continuity errors, did you notice how Dan, they were finishing up the story with Darlene, and then he turned towards the door before the door opened. And I don't think there was a knock. Was there a knock?
I guess I don't remember if there was a knock.
It seemed as if he was anticipating.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can write that in, express your concern to John Goodman.
Dear John Goodman.
Well, you'd actually have to probably blame the director or editor.
Dear director or editor, what the heck? Why? Sign, Zach Zichter.
Is that all it's going to say? You're not going to...
Dear director or editor. P.S.
I think I got the idea.
This could go on. Well, all right. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, I'm sure we've gone over our time.
I think so. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Just remember to follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes. Check us out on YouTube's
Facebook.
Send us an email and tell Jay that he did a good job as a Girl Scout.
And tell Zeke he did a horrible job as eating Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, I did the best job eating Girl Scout cookies. Oh, God.
Zeke has a cold today, but he's the one that has acute emphysema today. So.
It's true. Sorry, Crimean. All right, folks. We'll see you next week.
Peace.